change. Being able to change. Something that we all want to do, and we all want to change for the better. We all want our lives to grow, prosper. We all want our lives to become something different. We all want to grow and find this happiness thing. We all want to change. Now, a little bit about my story. I'm a recovered addict and alcoholic. I've spent 15 years of my life in prison, and I've gone to 10 different rehabs, and I was addicted to heroin and meth and a bunch of other stuff. For years, if you would identify me, I would be a convict, junkie, criminal, drug addict. That was my identity for years, until I was 42 years old. Cause see, and then, there's something that happened in me that I couldn't change. I always wanted to find happiness. I never wanted to be the biggest disappointment in my family's life. I didn't want to be a deadbeat father. I didn't want to be a son that my mother couldn't stand. I didn't want to be a brother that I wasn't welcome in his home. I didn't want to be all these things. I didn't want to waste years of my life inside the penitentiary, in and out on the streets, struggling. But the problem is I couldn't change, even though I had the desire and the want and everything, these aspirations of change, I couldn't change. Every time I got out of prison, I paroled numerous times. And every time I paroled, I would tell myself, okay, it's going to be different this time. I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to focus on that. And every time I got out of prison, I would recommence back to the same situations. Because see, life is this interesting deal. What we are is we're magnets. We're magnets. You don't see the world as it actually is. You see the world how you are. And whatever's happening inside of you is what you're going to attract out of life. Basically, in its simplest form, if it sucks in here, everything out here sucks. And you will be attracted to things that suck. If it's great in here and you're happy in here, it looks pretty amazing out here. So you will attract amazing circumstances and situations in your life. We are magnets. I used to fall in this trap of complaining. Because complaining and talking down to people and hurting people, for me, that allowed me to have this representation of this air of superiority. Because I would be this guy, a guy would pull up in a Ferrari, this awesome $250,000 car, and I'd walk over to the Ferrari and, the blue Ferrari? What is that? Or I'd talk crap on the person that was driving the car. And then I'd ride away on my bicycle. Because I had this inferiority complex inside. I was suffering inside, and the only way that I could get a little relief was to put people down. It's because it would give me this air of superiority, and I'd yeah, I'm better than that person. Because see, I couldn't change. There was something going on inside of me, and it was insecurities. It was fear. Fear of not having enough, fear of not being enough, fear of what people thought, just tons of fear. And all that was based upon, in the program we call them character defects and shortcomings. This is what we call them. These negative things that are going on inside of us that make us compelled to not see the world, but to see ourselves and our feelings. Because everything we see is almost based upon a feeling. If it feels horrible inside, it looks horrible out here. If it feels great inside, it looks great out here. So everything we do, we almost base it on the judgment of our feelings. Do I feel like going to Toastmasters? Do I feel like going to this thing? Do I feel like going to work? We just analyze the crap out of ourselves all day long. When someone asks us to do something, or when there's something that we should do, We analyze ourselves. Yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. You know, everything that we do. So what it is, we have to change inside. I did this thing because I'm kind of into meditation and yoga and these other deals. And so I read this deal where I wanted to really get into my practice of meditation. So I was reading this magazine and it says 11-day meditation in the desert. You can sign up here and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And so I signed up and I'm like, this is going to make some depth in my practice. Yeah, 11 days. So I signed up online and then I didn't hear anything back for 3 months. And then I got this email and it said, you've been accepted in the Vipassana Center out in 29 Palms. Come on this date at this time. Here's the rules. Don't bring any books, no reading. Don't bring a journal, no writing. No talking. No reading, no writing, no talking, no exercising, no anything. It's 11 days of meditation. Okay, this is going to be great. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be good. 11 days of no talking is tough. You know, in prison, I've gotten into trouble before, and I've gone to the hole. One time I spent 13 months in the hole in prison. And when I'm there, you kind of get adjusted in this, I know it sounds crazy, but you get adjusted. So I'm reading every day. I have lots of books. I'm writing every day, writing my friends and my family and other people. I'm working out every day. I'm doing calisthenics every day. I'm cleaning my cell every day. I'm entertaining my mind every day. So I signed up at this Vipassana Center and I got there, give them my phone, go over the rules, and then the following day you commence noble silence. You're not allowed to talk to anybody. You're there with 50 other people. You're not allowed to have eye contact with people. You're not allowed to, hey, we're doing great. All you got to do is 3 times a day the bell would go off. You walk to the meditation hall and you sit for an hour and a half in meditation on a pillow. 3 times a day. The other times a different bell would go off and then you know that's to go to the chow hall and eat. And if you want to do, and the only thing else that you could do is walk this 1/4-mile track out in the desert. Meditation and walking. So day four, the bell goes off and I go to look at the sunrise. It was at 4:30 in the morning. The bell goes off. I look at the sunrise and I'm out there in the desert and I'm watching the sun crest over the mountain and I could feel like my heart was connected to the sun. And it was cresting and it was lifting and I'm seeing it in the first rays of the morning, looking over the desert, and it's just beautiful. This is amazing. And then the bell goes off and I have to go to the meditation hall. So I go to the meditation hall and I sit on my meditation pillow and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm at total peace. And I'm looking underneath my cushion. I'm like, am I levitating? This is so crazy. And I was so in the zone on day 4. It was beautiful. The food was wonderful. So day 5, the morning bell goes off. I open my eyes. It is early. This is early. And then I walk out to watch the sunrise. How long does this take for the sun to go up? Yeah. Okay. We go eat breakfast. Oh my God, it's the same thing we had yesterday. Oh my God. Go into the meditation hall, sit on my cushion. Oh my God. This is not it. I have 7 more days of this? No way! So I'm thinking in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to tap out. I didn't promise anyone that I would do this. I'm not doing a sentence here. I tried it. I didn't like it. Okay. And I couldn't get comfortable, and I would walk my little track, and I was just, I was not digging it. It was not cool. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't exercise. I am out of here. So all day long, I'm wanting to tap out all day long, and I'm seeing other people tap out too. And I'm like, hey, they're tapping out, okay. But I made it through day 5. I made it through all 11 days. You know what the difference between day 4 and day 5 was? Nothing. Nothing. There was no difference between day 4 and day 5. Nothing at all. The only difference was my perception and my mind. The bell went off at the same time. We ate the same stuff. We meditated at the same time. We were in the same place at the same time in the middle of the desert. The only difference was the quality of my thoughts. That's it. See, there's this phenomenon that happens. I work in treatment. I'm a counselor. I'm an interventionist, and I work with different treatment centers. And I noticed this strange phenomenon that would happen. So I have a 30-year-old man that's a heroin addict, and he comes into treatment, and so I'm his case manager. And I tell the individual, okay, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need a treatment plan, we need to list some goals, some aspirations, some dreams, some hopes, we need to get down to, some shame and some guilt, some deep things, and we'll talk about this. And after 30 days, this 30-year-old male heroin addict, after 30 days at the end of treatment, when he's to graduate, comes to me and tells me, thank you. Thank you so much, Danny, for everything. I've learned so much. I am excited to go out from here and live my life. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. My family is back in my life. I'm communicating. It's great. Thank you so much. I've had another heroin addict, 30-year-old male with nothing in life, basically the same as the first one. After 30 days, when I'm doing the case management, trying to get this person to get involved, recommending, suggesting, doing all I can. After 30 days, this person came to me and says, I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow, right? I say, yes. Well, can I leave at 12 a.m. midnight? That's the day. That's the day I'm supposed to get out of here. I'm like, well, you gotta leave, you gotta leave in the daytime. You have to discharge. Well, cause see, Danny, the thing is, bro, you know what? This has been the worst place I've ever been in my entire life. This place has been horrible. I can't stand the way they do this. I can't stand the way they do this. La la la. Basically, screw you and this place. The phenomenon is this. Two people with the same problems in the exact same place, going to the same groups, the same meetings, and the same place in time, but one of them sees it as thank you and grateful, the other one sees it as screw you, I hate it. We don't see the world how we actually are. We don't see the world how it actually is. We see the world how we are. How we are. What's going on inside of us to make us see the world. We will attract whatever happens. So every time I got out of prison, I continued to recommence the same crap over and over and over again, even though I wanted to change. This last time I got out of prison, it's so simple. I got with my sponsor, and he had suggested some of these certain things to do. He suggested to do an inventory of my life. Write down all the people that I hurt in life. All the people that hurt me in life. Do this inventory on my entire life. See all the people that I hurt and all the people that hurt me. As I wrote this list of 300 individuals, 300 circumstances, I hurt a lot of people in my past. I was very insecure, very full of fear, and hurt people hurt people. As I went through that list, I got a clear picture. This person that hurts his families, hurts his children, hurts his friends, hurts society, lies, steals, cheats, or hurts people left and right, and all the people that hurt me when I was younger. You know, the abuse and the violence and all this stuff that was happening to me, the embarrassment, the neglect, you know, all these things. And then I started turning around and hurting people, and I got a clear picture of this individual, which was me. And the epiphany was, is that person that does those things will never reach happiness. This person that's full of shame and guilt and fear and insecurities, this is what compels me to keep damaging and hurting life. This is why I don't feel like I'm worth it. This is why I have this need going on. And also, a person that behaves that way will never have a happy life. So I made some changes. And I was able to open up. One of my changes was spirituality. When I got to, there's this part in the process of recovery called the third step. And that's turning your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand Him. So I got to this third step. And my sponsor said, did you memorize the third step prayer? Did you learn it? And I said, yes. So he came and he picked me up, and we're doing this thing together. And I'm in his truck, and he reaches over and he says, say the prayer with me together. He reaches over and he grabs my hand, and we say this prayer together. And at the end of the prayer, he lets go of my hand and he looks at me and he tells me, now I don't want you to go a day without hitting your knees and saying that prayer just like it is in the book. Just like that. Every day. And I told him, you know, here's the thing. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day and working with me like this. I appreciate it. You know, I respect you. But the thing is, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in God, so hitting my knees and doing a prayer to something that I don't believe in, that makes no sense. I'm probably not going to do that. Makes no sense. He had asked me, are you willing to do whatever it takes to find happiness in this life? And I told him, yes, I was. He said, then you'll do this. And he also asked me, where's your happy family, Danny? They couldn't stand me. So where's your home? Do you have a home? I was at that program. I had no home. Do you have a car? I didn't have a car. Career, anything, and I was 42 years old. Bank account, credit cards, health insurance, anything. And then he asked me, where's your key to any lock? I didn't have anything. So he said, so basically your ideas get you nothing. So maybe the solution to your life is being presented to you right now, but you can't see it because you're so full of your own ideas. And that's what it was. I couldn't see life because I was so full of myself, so full of my shame and my anger and my pride. So every day on my knees saying this prayer to a God I didn't believe in, something started happening. Because it doesn't matter what I felt, it doesn't matter what I thought, it matters what I did. Actions are more important than our thoughts and our feelings. Actions are way more important. It's the things we do. That's why I'm a big believer of the physical demonstration of surrender to God. That's the knees. To this day, I don't go a day without hitting my knees and telling God, thank you, and doing that same third step prayer. Because what prayer is like, if I have a giant bowl of M&Ms and I have 1,000 M&Ms in this bowl, and I take one out, do you notice a difference? If I take one more M&M out of that bowl, do you notice a difference? That's why we stop praying. Because we don't notice a difference. But day after day, up on my knees, praying to this God that I didn't believe in, one more M&M was coming out of this bowl. And then as I continued the process, one more and one more and one more, and my life started changing. I started getting lighter. I started feeling better. I started not tripping on myself. I started asking God to remove my shame and my guilt and my fear. And I started connecting with my higher power, God. I choose to call God. We can change. We can change humongously. Today, I'm a counselor, I'm an interventionist, I take my mom out to dinner, I take my daughter out to lunch. I'm dependable, I'm reliable, I'm not a junkie, convict, criminal, gangman. I'm none of these things that influence my life. Today, I'm a happy person. Today, I've recovered. We can change, and that's my message to life, is that we can change. We just have to make good choices, follow happier people, get involved with a group of people that do want nothing from you except to make you better. That's what we do here in Toastmasters. We're here supporting each other so that we can get better. What a great way to start the day. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.